Welcome to Good Evening KU. This is our first show this semester. I'm your host, Tyler Bermundo.
And I'm your other host, Kate Carlson. In the most recent U.S. News and World Report of the best college rankings, KU fell 24 spots and is now ranked number 151 in the nation. Do you feel like this is fair?
Well, they used a different methodology, which is kind of the main reason why we dropped. And I don't know, I feel like if you're ranking colleges, it has to be based on what does the college give you afterwards. Like, I think there has to be, you can't rank it, like, it's one thing to have like a really good business school, have a really good journalism school, but where does that degree get you? I think that's the most important part when ranking these schools. Obviously, there's other things like campus life, athletics, but that would be my driving factor.
I can agree with that. The School of Nursing ranked 17 and increased 5 spots. The School of Engineering was ranked 54th and decreased 3 spots from last year. And the School of Business now ranks 38, an increase of 4 from last year. Now getting into sports, KU football just played Saturday night against Nevada, and we won, but we have not cracked the top 25. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, look, it was not our best game of the season by far. Nevada, give them credit, they played really well for a team that was 0-2 and got blown out a couple times. But, you know, do I think we should be ranked? Not yet. I think if we play BYU, who also just missed out on the top 25, I think they have a good shot. If we beat them, I think we might sneak into that 25 spot. If not, obviously, we play Texas, and they're number 3. So if we take down Texas in Austin, I think we have a very good shot to be putting up some high numbers.
I can totally agree. For success when it comes to playing against Texas or these next teams that we're playing, I feel like we really need our defense to execute really well. Because against Nevada, obviously it would have been a blowout if our defense would have played as top-notch as they have been the first 2 games of the season. So our next 5 opponents are BYU, Texas, who is currently ranked number 3, UCF, Oklahoma State University, and Oklahoma, who is ranked 16. So 2 of our next 5 opponents are ranked, and 4 out of those 5 are currently undefeated. How do you feel heading into that 5-game stretch?
It's definitely not going to be easy. Obviously, the first game against Missouri State was, not a great team. And then Illinois was a good team, and Nevada was all right. So it's definitely going to be a big test, though. I do think we have a good shot against BYU. Texas, I mean, they didn't have the best game last week. Obviously, the win against Alabama was huge. And then I think UCF will kind of get there as we get there. But if we win these 2 games, we will definitely be ranked and probably ranked in the top 20.
Yes, big games coming up. Okay, now on to volleyball. Volleyball is currently 5-1, and as of the most recent AP poll, they are ranked number 17. One thing that I feel like hasn't been talked about enough is KU volleyball. They're ranked number 17, but I feel like they get overshadowed a lot by like football and obviously basketball, even though it's not basketball season yet. Do you have any opinions on that?
So I think with volleyball, and it's kind of just a trend with sports that aren't major, like you have the football team at most big universities, you have the basketball team here at KU, and there's just so much more attraction going to that. Like, apparently we've sold out our volleyball games, but I feel like I don't hear that buzz on campus, which is interesting to me. It was the same thing back home. My junior college, our men's volleyball team was ranked number 1 for like 15 weeks straight or something, and I don't think anyone on campus knew. So it's just because it doesn't get as much advertising. Like, you don't hear that around campus. Is there a way to improve that? I'm not sure. You know, the people we talk to here at the J School, they're very big on sports. So of course they kind of know that. But when you go to the average person, the general public, I just don't know if it's as well known. And is there a solution to that? Do you think there is a solution to kind of getting sports with less recognition more prominence?
I believe that it definitely can be done. I feel like women's sports in general, especially at the collegiate level, are growing a huge amount. Whenever you look at other universities like Iowa that has like Caitlin Clark, she was huge over the women's national basketball championship and over that whole entire tournament. So I feel like women's sports will grow as we've seen, but it will take time. So that's how I feel on most recent volleyball.
Yeah, and then in terms of pro football, I feel like it was a very uneventful week. Obviously, the Broncos had a heartbreak, and then my Packers lost. But I feel like there was no crazy games. Even the Monday Night Football game wasn't, or the Sunday Night Football game wasn't, super exciting. The Dolphins pulled away, got it interesting at the end. But I have a question: Who is like your pick right now to win? If you had to pick right now to win the Super Bowl, who are you going with?
I know a lot of people would probably say the Kansas City Chiefs or something around that. In all honesty, I think the Dolphins have been shining very brightly. Tua has been playing really well. Obviously, Tyreek Hill, who is a former Kansas City Chief, has been playing his mind. He's been playing mind-bogglingly crazy recently.
That Dolphins pick is not a bad pick. I almost agree with you. The Chiefs, they had a rough first week, and I don't think the Lions the team that beat them are gonna go too far. I think the Eagles look really good as well, though. I think definitely. Now for baseball, I'm an Angels fan, and Shohei Ohtani is most likely, not confirmed, but most likely has played his last game of the year, and probably his last game in an Angels uniform. And it's tough because he's such a big, generates so much revenue. He gets the Japan audience to funnel in. I think that's going to be a big blow to that staff. Do you have anything on that?
Well, I'm not a huge baseball guy, but Shohei Ohtani is a household name now, practically, as he's being talked about more and more. And this is huge news, especially coming from an Angels fan like you.
But it looks like that's all we have time for today. Be sure to stay tuned. We have an interview coming up. And yeah.
Lindsay Ryan, sophomore at KU. What's your major?
So my major is, I just started it this year. It's the sports media journalism concentration, and then my minor is sports management.
What made you pick KU in the first place?
Definitely. So I wanted to do sports reporting in my future, and my dad made me look at all the colleges with a bunch of journalism programs, and he wanted me to come tour KU. So that's what we did. We came here, we toured. I fell in love with the campus. It's actually so pretty here, and I didn't expect that, because Kansas. And then we went to a basketball game, and all of the student section and the traditions they have. I saw it, and I was like, okay, I want to come here. So that's definitely why I chose.
Awesome. So KU has a lot of activities going on campus. Is there any that you're involved in?
Yeah, so wanting to do sports reporting, the J School offers a lot of opportunities. So I do a couple of the student-led shows here. I did Good Morning KU Sports last year, so that's just our sports. It's all based around sports. And then I also did Run It Back. I was just behind the scenes, so I helped with camera work and did the teleprompter with that. And then this year I'm doing Playmakers, which is our headline student-led show here. So every week I kind of do something different. This week I get to go, and I am going to go to a rowing practice, and I get to go in a boat and interview a player, so that'll be fun. And then I'm also going to do softball, so that's what I'm doing.
That's cool. What is your favorite sporting event to go to here on campus?
Well, it's not necessarily basketball season yet, but definitely the basketball games. I camp out for them. The Baylor game last year, it was the college game day one, and I camped for that. We ended up getting in the second row, and it was so fun. I was texting my mom, look for me on camera, and it was just so fun. We had a sign and everything, and it was so cool to be that close to the players. So, yeah, what are you most excited for?
Well, I'm a freshman, so I've never been to a basketball game, but I am very excited. So I'm excited to experience all the traditions on campus. The football games have already been really fun, but I'm looking to do more.
Yes, the football games are fun, and the better they're getting, the more fun it gets.
Yeah,
so, for sure.
The better they play.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard we're on the comeback this year, so.
Yes, hopefully, if Jalen Daniels stays healthy.
And what's your favorite sport to watch?
So I'm a big hockey girl. I'm from Colorado, so the Avalanche are really good. So I like watching them. I've been watching them since I was like 5, 6 years old. And then I also went to the Denver University games, so I've been going to those since I was really young. So definitely hockey, but I'll watch anything. Like I've tried to get more involved in football, and I'll be watching basketball when it comes on for sure this year.
Yeah. Well, I'm also from Denver, so
really?
I love the Avalanche, love the
Of course.
Nuggets.
What's your favorite one to watch?
Probably the Nuggets.
Of course.
But I heard the Broncos are.
They lost.
I mean, we'll
yeah.
see. I have no comment about that currently, but
Yeah, let's not talk about it last
yeah.
night.
So, thank you for joining me
Of course.
today.
Thanks for having me.
Do you have anything to add before we go?
No, I think we covered it all.
Perfect. After this quick break, guys, we'll hear from Orly and Katie for some news.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back. I'm Orly. And I'm Katie, and this is your Monday Good Evening KU News Update. Massive flooding in Libya has destroyed entire cities while killing up to 20,000 people. 2 dams collapsed earlier this week, sending a wall of water and mud directly into the city of Derna. And while the waters have subsided, it is now the threat of waterborne diseases which pose the greatest threat.
Comedian and actor Russell Brand is the latest celebrity to be accused of rape and sexual assault. The 48-year-old denied all accusations after multiple women claimed sexual assaults between 2006 and 2013. The accusations range from emotional abuse to physical rape.
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton has been acquitted of all 16 articles of impeachment, which accused him of misconduct, bribery, and corruption. Paxton is a close ally of former President Trump and had been suspended without pay since May.
5 adults and a 15-year-old, all members of a religious group, have been charged with murder after a woman's body was found in the trunk of a car parked outside a popular spa in Atlanta suburbs. The group, known as the Soldiers of Christ, is based about 25 miles north of Atlanta in the city of Duluth. According to CNN, the population of Duluth is nearly a quarter Asian.
Roughly 13,000 U.S. auto workers stopped making vehicles to go on strike last week. Contract talks between unions and Detroit's Big 3 automakers reached a stalemate, and members of the United Auto Workers Union began picketing at a General Motors assembly plant in Missouri, a Ford factory in Michigan near Detroit, and a Jeep plant in Ohio.
The Kansas City Chiefs won their first game of the season yesterday with a 17-9 victory over Jacksonville. After trailing 3-0 in the second quarter, Patrick Mahomes threw touchdown passes to Sky Moore and Travis Kelce, and the defense kept the Jaguars out of the end zone. The Chiefs are now 1-1 and will host the Chicago Bears on Sunday.
For more in sports, here's Tyler.
Thanks, Katie. A win is a win, even if it's not pretty. The football team moved to 3-0 with a 31-24 victory over Nevada on Saturday night in Reno. Devin Neal scored 3 touchdowns, and the defense stopped Nevada's final 2 possessions to secure the win. Next up is the Big 12 Conference opener against BYU on Saturday afternoon at the booth. Kickoff is at 2:30 p.m. The volleyball team swept all 3 matches in the Jayhawk Classic this week at the Horsch Family Volleyball Arena. One Friday afternoon, the Jayhawks opened the tournament with a 3-set victory over Bellarmine. They stormed past New Hampshire on Friday night, and then they came back on Saturday afternoon with a trophy-clinching win over Texas State. Kansas is now 9-1 on the season and will begin the Big 12 Conference play this weekend with 2 matches against Texas Tech. It will be a homecoming for graduate transfer Reagan Cooper, who played for the Red Raiders last season. First serve is at 6 p.m. on Friday, with a 2 p.m. match on Saturday in Lubbock. And the soccer team tied its Big 12 Conference season opener in Oklahoma. Kansas is 3-1-5 overall and will travel to Oklahoma State on Thursday with a 7 p.m. kickoff against the Cowboys. That's it for sports in our show. Thank you for watching, and make sure to tune in tomorrow at 3 o'clock for the 50th episode of Cheers to Careers.